Rah! Welcome to Fans of Patrol. My name is Montego, host of Fans of Patrol. With me is my adorable co-host, Miss Tifflebot. Say hello to the people, Tiff.
Hello.
We are back. We had a bout with some sick stuff. Normally it's me getting jacked up, but this time it was Tiff.
Lucky me.
I know we couldn't go last week. Last minute illnesses and stuff. So
Everyone can know. I
nope.
got shingles, bitches.
Damn! Don't tell people your personal business like that.
Shingles.
Well, there she goes. She got sick for real sick. So I'm like,
They're still here, you guys. It's awful. Love you. Kiss, kiss. Glad pleasure to be here.
and that's like some olden
I
time.
know. It's like that's old people shit.
Like, I got cholera or some shit, right?
Yeah. Like I'm dying of consumption. You know what I mean? No, you guys. Yeah. So it's been a strange week.
I bet you it has, man. I'm glad you're here smiling and stuff like that.
Well,
You know,
I feel a lot better than I did. I've been on some medicine, and
Mhm.
it's actually, luckily, a pretty mild case because what I've heard from other people is like I just felt so tired. I was like, I think I'm dying.
man, that shit can kill you. That's I've heard that it's serious stuff. It's not like you know,
Yes. So
a
take care of
cold.
yourselves, everybody. Don't get too stressed,
Yeah, yeah.
and also just don't try to generally not get chicken pox if you can help it.
Well, I had them when I was a little, so
Me too. I was little. I had to miss my. I remember distinctly. I was in Little League, guys. I was in that like.
Imagine Tiffany with a little hat on and a little
Yeah,
glove.
yeah. I was on. I played for the Braves and I played for the Pirates. Were the
Okay.
two teams that I played, like, because they give you the fake
Yeah.
MLB team names,
Yeah. Yeah.
whatever. And I
Yeah.
remember the year I was on the Pirates, I couldn't be in the parade
Because you caught some
because
pox, huh?
I was a diseased child. And I remember my parents felt so bad for me, they drove me and I had to sit in the car because I couldn't even be around other parade folks. And I just was crying,
Damn,
being sad.
you had good parents. My mama would have never did nothing like that. She, put your ass out and be quiet.
Well, they just drove me up there. And also, you guys, they made me wear socks on my hands because I would not stop
with Richie.
scratching.
That impression I just did of my mother is not my mom at all. She's the nicest lady in the world. That's actually my grandmother. That's how she came at me. Oh, sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, do my mama like that. She's like Betty Rubble, just as nice as she want to be.
So nice, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, man, this week we got a good one for you, man. We went to the movies with only two people in the whole country to bring it to you live. We went to go see Melania, however you say her damn name, you know. That Expect the White House.
Oh, shit.
I'm joking, everybody. We would never.
I can't believe you fucking did that. I was like, at first I was like, we didn't go to the movies.
Yeah. Whoa. Hey, guess what? Nobody else went to the movies to see that thing either. I think 5 people in the whole nation went to go see it,
I wonder what the has there been box office for it?
I don't even think it cracked 1 million because most of the people who are going are like critics, you know, because
Sure.
they got to see it, you know.
To
So
say,
yeah,
wow.
yeah. I've been watching all morning. I guess they
It's
did
enough to make you cancel your Prime subscription.
yeah, they did a worldwide release of that thing. Like, of course, you got people like they screenshotting of like the Fandango empty seats, and they're going into theaters, and it's like nobody there, you know, from theater to theater to theater, just for clicks and stuff, because people are, you know, major assholes. But you know, I love it. You know, couldn't happen to some better people. You know,
That's
fuck them
fucking
people.
wild. It's wild that exists.
Yeah, $73 million. You know, and I ain't even cracked 1 million yet.
You guys. After this, I'm just gonna take my annual my daily allotment of weeping. I'll just have my daily allotment of weeping right after we get off the show. Oh shit!
So old Millennia, man, you buy her book, and if you don't buy her book, you can go see her film him.
I just can't believe.
Yeah, we live in this day and age
Somebody make a movie about me.
where this shit happens, right? This shit happens in this
It
day
would
and
be
age.
funny at least if you made a movie about me.
So one reviewer I saw wrote that basically it's a bunch of her walking into the room and out of the room and looking at her high heels and walking into the room and taking off her glasses, you know, for like 2 hours, man. You know, so more power to you if you into that that hot garbage. And
A star.
I
That's what I
see.
was doing. Do you like that?
Yeah, I
That was
did.
my impression of something that I didn't see happen, but you told me about.
That's it. That's as close as we gonna get. Oh boy, what if we did like review that damn? That would have been like we probably get a lot of views for that because people don't want to see.
They want to know. They want to know, but they don't want to see it.
Well, that's what I heard. Anyway, man, what we did do is we stayed at home like everybody else in America, and
It's cold as fuck.
it is cold, and we queued up Wonder Man, 8 whole episodes, 30 minutes an episode. You can binge the whole thing. Pretty
You
smart
get
at
that done
Disney.
in a day.
Yep, pretty smart of them doing this way because I am over the weekly releases for these shows that only have like 8 to 10 shows, and then you wait 2 years and I never come back because that's been my trend.
Well, like, I mean,
I don't
even
come
if
back
that
no
wasn't
more,
some right, even if that wasn't some bullshit to begin with, like I can't remember. I'm
dude.
not gonna
Like,
remember. You have to be so good for me to remember to come back years
well,
later.
that's why they always do those recaps now and stuff, and it's some good shows out there that I mean, I had this argument all the time with people. I always like
Mhm.
bitch and complain about this because I grew up with at least 24 episodes a season, and they had what, the summer off, or when the show was running, that's when they were off because they would like start filming. They had about 3 months off, and then they would have another 24 whole episodes, and y'all can't do what, 8 shows without never coming
10
back, or
years, yeah.
yeah, taking breaks for years on end, and
And I think
it's just I'm not
with this
feeling
show,
it. Mhm.
I thought about like, well, when you're saying this, like, it's also because in the past,
Mhm.
and you remember, and TV wasn't like TV didn't make people really famous, but like most of the people who were on TV were not movie stars.
No,
They
no,
were TV stars.
and movie stars was like, I'm too good for television.
Right. And
Yeah,
now everybody does TV.
yeah.
And these people who are really famous have to like go do this movie, go do that movie. And I'm not saying that that's enough of an excuse because even back when, like, let's say Friends, for instance, which was all those actors were making so much money and were really popular and famous.
I think $1 million a show they got.
Yeah, they would
Yeah,
also make movies. Like
yeah,
Jennifer Aniston would go and make movies, and they still managed to make the 22 episodes.
yeah, yeah. So yeah,
Make yourself. I don't want to be rude. I don't, because like sometimes I used to think like, oh shit, they're like always working and that's why they don't have time. But then you find out, oh, this was filmed in like 3 days in California.
yeah, yeah.
And you're like, oh, okay.
So they released all 8. They're half an hour at a time. I watched them all yesterday morning. It wasn't even like it monopolized my day. I said, hey, Tiff, let's just binge this. It's like 30 minutes an episode. It's only 8
Yeah.
episodes. And so it was like watching a long movie, which was fine because I was stuck in the house anyway. So because I've been stuck in the house like the rest of half this country. Damn.
Yeah.
Anyway,
If you are in a snowy area right now, we feel you because it's been so hot, so awful.
yeah, it sucks. Oh
Cold.
man, Wonder Man. Let's see. This was a miniseries, 2026. It just came out. TV 14, 30 minutes. Superhero action adventure comedy fantasy sci-fi. Hollywood actor Simon Williams is thrust into a world of superheroes as he gets powers of his own and becomes the new superhero Wonder Man. 8 episodes. This stars who, Tiff?
Okay, so of course got Yahya Abdul Mateen.
Yeah, yeah.
Second.
Duel Mateen. There's 2 of those bastards, but go ahead.
He's the second.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I think, yeah, that's just there's like okay, so there's him, and then I'm gonna have some trouble saying. So there's X Mayo. I think she's a rapper.
I don't even know who was
She's
that.
the agent.
Oh, is that what she is?
hmm
Okay, she's a rapper.
I just I hate to assume, but I'm assuming by that name that's a rap name. X
Oh, black
Mayo.
people be doing dumb shit like that. They
Let
be
me see.
going by
Let me click on the.
pseudo-
You know what? We've got time. People are
right,
here to hear us talk.
right.
Oh, she's a comedian. So
Okay.
like that's her. It's like her stage name.
Yeah, we still doing stage names and stuff. Give it up, y'all. Dumbass stuff.
Oh my
Anyway,
gosh.
it's so stupid.
Um, Zlatko Burek. That's Von Kovac. That's the director.
Yeah,
Ben Kingsley. I don't know
Ben
why he
Kingsley.
wasn't higher on the list. Like, what the fuck? Put him up
My
top.
list is number 2.
Like, why not? He's up on the top.
He's number
Um,
2 on my list. So
I think this might be. This is. I always do Wikipedia.
okay. Okay.
Um, Aryan Moyayed, excuse me, my goodness gracious,
Hmm.
a Department of Control agent. Uh, Joe Pantoliano doing himself.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I was surprised. I was
Bro,
surprised.
I felt so old because he looks like Larry David,
Yeah,
and
he
I was
did.
like, and
That's what I
I
thought it
was
was at
like,
first.
yeah.
That's what I thought it was. I was like, "Oh, wait a minute. Well, wait a minute. He was
Guys,
talking. I was like, oh. I did think it was Larry David.
if the shingles wasn't enough to make me feel old this week, I saw him, and my memory of him is being in college and watching him in the Matrix movie, and he looks like a young man, and now he's like Larry David, and I was like, "Fuck."
He was on The
Time has
Sopranos.
passed.
He was on The Sopranos for a while, and he's been in
He's
a
been in
ton
a lot
shit.
of stuff, but
Yeah,
what I
ton of
remember
shit.
him most for, like he said in the movie, he's like, "Oh, this," and I was like, "Oh, that is that guy."
You want to know what's bad? When I eat my steak, I think of his ass too.
Yeah, because
I
he made it
do.
look good.
I
He was like,
do.
he
I
was
always
like,
think about him, and I'm like, I can't believe that shit still hits my brain when I'm cutting into a
yes,
steak. Yeah.
he's making it. He's because he knew what he wanted. He wanted to eat a steak. Byron Bowers, and Josh Gad.
Hey, yeah, playing himself. You
You
know,
guys, I don't know what to say.
he's playing a character of himself. So
Yes, yes. In real life, I think he's a very
totally,
sweet guy.
totally
He's a
not
sweet
him.
guy.
Hey, shout out to what's her name? Solo. Her name was Sholo. She played the mother.
Oh my
Atlas.
God,
She
Shola
was she
Aduwasi.
was really really good, man.
I every time that mom was on the screen, I was like,
Couldn't take my eyes off of her.
"Ah,
Right? I know. I
ah."
know. I was like, she's so good,
And
man. You
also
know?
like I almost I don't want to cry because it's like they have a she like when she tells that story. Okay, we'll get into it. Sorry, you guys.
Yeah.
I'm getting ahead of myself.
So spoiler based podcast. We know we hardly don't even say that anymore. But hold on to your cheeks if you don't want to it's spoiled because you can
Right.
see
Well,
this.
just you
We're
can
just going
literally,
to
you
come
guys, you can literally pause this right now.
come back in a little bit.
Go watch it
Yeah.
and come back because it's that fast you can get it done.
So man, yeah. What am I? I'm stalling here is what I'm doing because I'm trying to get over to this stuff. Okay, so before we go any further, I'm just
No.
so terrible. But I know I got to get better with these controls. I got to be ready, But so I wasn't ready. Anyway, one word, Tiff.
Fresh.
Fresh. Explain.
Oh, because you hear superheroes. We just talked about how we were like,
Never thought I would say it. I remember when people used to say that. I used to
yes,
get
yes,
angry. I
and
used
you're,
to
and
get
you're
angry.
like, but we agreed it's not superhero fatigue. It's cashing in on my dollars lazily. Like if you make
Yeah.
a good movie,
Yeah.
I'm there. And this is
You
a perfect
you made it
example.
fatiguing. They made it fatiguing, right?
Right.
They did. Yeah.
There's no superhero fatigue. There's shit movie fatigue. Get better. Tighten it up. Like
Couldn't say it better. Tighten that
um,
shit up.
this is exactly what I mean by that because if I had superhero fatigue, I'd be like, fuck this.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
watched this and it's a goddamn delight.
Mm, interesting.
I had a
Okay.
fucking great time watching this.
Yeah, me too. So my one word is clever because you know they marketed the movie as making fun of the genre, but not. Right? You know what I mean? They kind of told you that Simon was playing, trying to get, the Wonder Man. If you watch the trailer, he wanted to become the star. And they went back. So what they did was they went back and, got made it seem like it was Wonder Man was a phenomenal, like it was like this phenomenon. And so it came from this guy. This was the Wonder Man that they were like from the comics that they were, he was playing, in a new, in a new age. And so I thought that was clever enough for the marketing. I was like, okay, that at least get my cheek in the seat to watch it because, Marvel hasn't been doing that well with, some of
Their
these,
shows and stuff.
these
Yeah.
movies, especially these shows, right? It's just been like,
I
yeesh.
want to put a pin in that because they've also showing me a trailer for the Daredevil season
Daredevil
that's coming up.
it has been hands
And
down.
I didn't finish,
Go ahead.
but I saw Jessica Jones.
Yeah, she's in it. Yeah, yeah.
Fuck, I love Jessica
Yeah,
Jones.
yeah, you do. Yeah, and she looked just like the old characters.
Ageless.
Yeah, yeah. She did look
She's our
exactly the
on-age
same.
queen.
And
I love her so much.
the best Marvel television that we ever got was the Netflix shows. You know, they made. I mean, they were rated R. You know, they might have been rated PG-13, but they were
Mm,
no,
I think
because
you
they
might have
had.
been right. I
Yeah,
think you
yeah,
are right. Hold on.
they were rough and tough, and we had boobies and stuff
They
like
were
that.
fucking and they
Exactly,
were fucking and fighting. That's what
and
was
drinking,
happening on those Netflix.
and a
And
lot of
drinking.
drinking.
And drinking. You are absolutely
Yeah,
correct.
so they were so good, and then they got absorbed, and they're loosely part of the zeitgeist now. They are because it's the same stories, but the production is different. But so they've been the new Daredevil, Born Again. I loved it. I loved that series. I was like, yes, because it was more of what we really liked about Marvel television. That wasn't just stop stick for a movie.
Right.
Like
Right. You're not just making me do homework for the next movie.
exactly, exactly. So yeah, that looked good. So back to this, man. So um, what's the name of it? Yahya Martine played Simon Williams. They got my cheeks in the seat, Tiff, and I loved it. Yeah, I thought it was real. It was very, very delightful. And Ben Kingsley, holy shit! I, if you're not a Trevor fan, you shouldn't even be watching this show, man. Trevor
What
is
a
the greatest.
treasure. What a
My God.
fucking
Oh
gift.
my God. Every time he said actor, I was just like, shit was
Yeah.
cracking me up, man, because he was so serious. And
This character is so lovable.
it is.
It's
It
hard to
is.
believe that he was the Mandarin.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Wow.
mean, I know that he's acting in that, you know what I mean? Like, I get
Right.
it, but it's just like, you're like,
You
he's
know what they
so
didn't do
great.
that I was surprised, and maybe I missed it? They didn't mention Shang-Chi, his time in Shang-Chi, because I thought he was already out of jail
Right, right,
with
correct.
Shang-Chi. I didn't know if it was, I didn't know anything about no escape or anything like that. I thought he
But
was out of
maybe,
jail.
God, I've only, I want to watch Shang-Chi again because I enjoyed that movie.
Yeah, I remember you really
And
liked it.
I love Simu Liu and I love Aquafina. And
One of the few people out there, right? People don't like her ass.
I know. Did she do something bad?
No, she didn't. A
Is
lot
it
of people started
is,
making fun of her
is it a
black.
cultural
Yeah,
appropriation?
yeah, yeah, yeah. That
Yeah.
became a. I think it became a problem for her eventually. You know what I'm
That
saying?
makes sense to
You
me.
know,
Um, so
as long as she had a black boyfriend, I had no problem with it. I knew
uh,
this lady. She's white. I work with her, and she was just speaking, get how, and she was like, yeah, 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 it's natural. She's like, so my husband black, so I'm down. I was like, you sure are. You're down. Okie dokie. Oh
um,
shit! But go
but
ahead.
in that movie, yeah, now I feel kind of bad, but in that movie, I think he mentions escaping from
Did
prison.
he? See, I
But it's
couldn't
been a while
remember
since I've
that.
watched the movie, so
Me
I don't
too.
know.
So I was like, what? I thought Trevor was like out and pardoned. I thought he did something to get out. You know what I'm saying? But guess not. So they nab him up and blackmail him immediately to go and like approach Simon to find out his secrets. Now, Tiff, I must have missed it somewhere. I didn't know what was the connection. Only them being actors and stuff. I couldn't understand why you would take this random dude to go send to this random dude. They weren't friends. Dude had no friends.
I think
No.
it was just because he is he was such a famous actor, and he would be like believably not like he would be believably approachable because he's fallen from grace. So it
Yeah.
would be kind of like seeing an old soap actor at like a Denny's. You wouldn't be like, I'm not going to say hi. That guy's
I mean,
eating
but
a club
they ended
sandwich
up
beside
at the
me.
same audition. That's how they met. He was in there and they was talking about that dude is killing the room in there. And he comes out and there's
No, no, no. They met at the movie theater
oh, they met at the movie theater.
because
Okay.
they sent him there to do that. The whole thing was a tour.
Yes, yes,
So
yes,
they
yeah.
sent him to the movie that they knew, like they set all of it up. They knew that he would probably go see this viewing of Midnight Cowboy because he always went to the same theater to like watch whatever vintage movie. So they sent him there, and then they engineered like he was remember because they gave him the fake thing, and he was like, "Well, you can't make a fake movie. He'll know it has to be a real movie."
Yeah, yeah,
So then
yeah.
they found the Wonder Man, and then he dropped it so that he would be
That's a big ass gamble for them to
It
both be
really,
audition.
there is a lot of like, but you go, okay, because you're watching this. If
So
that's the least believable part of this movie, then that's our show, then that's fine.
yeah, something that they also didn't get into too heavy was how Simon got his powers. Which I really was like, did I miss this? Do I need to go back and watch it? Did they get into it? They really kind of didn't. And after a while, I was just like, okay, it's fine. I guess something
Right, you
happened
just
to
go,
him.
yeah, yeah.
Something
Right.
happened to him. He had powers. He was enhanced, and
Like,
you
yeah,
know,
they don't ever say, and I thought maybe he killed his dad on accident.
I did too with that fire because they kind of like was talking about the
Yeah,
house fire.
they were like,
Talk about so you know these two started having these silly antics, which was crazy. And I felt really bad for Trevor because he was put in a hard spot. And he's like, but it's funny though. He was like option one, option two. I'll take option two. I'm not going back to jail.
yeah,
So
yeah.
he's a
Because it's not just a regular jail. It's like the deep, deep jail
yeah,
for
yeah.
people who are like super villains, but he's not really like a super villain. It would be like being sent to Arkham Asylum as like just a standard criminal, and probably not even like a standard criminal because you didn't really commit, like you committed crimes by doing that, but you didn't
And he
actually.
duped a bunch of people, but
Right,
he made
right.
terroristic threats.
So like
he
going to a place like
was part of the
Arkham,
plot.
right, would be really terrible for like a regular guy.
Yeah, a petty
You know what I
thief or
mean?
something
He's
like
a
that.
regular guy.
Yeah,
He's a
yeah.
fuck up, but he's like a regular guy.
Super F up. And I love how his past just kept popping up in this thing that had nothing to do with him being the Mandarin or anything, like with the dope dealers and stuff like that, that whole sequence was just great. So they go on this audition and they're getting callbacks. Now, I love Janelle. Janelle was such a goddamn mover and shaker. That's the manager of Simon. She just every time she was on the phone, she had me crack it up because she was just so no nonsense
He's like,
and
leave me alone.
uh, she did not like
See,
Simon, man.
I think, well, because like I think that there's a lot. Like I'm glad you're touching on this because there's a lot of like small pieces of this show that really, really work. And one of them is that like you guys, he really is so
Awkward.
uptight.
Awkward. Yeah.
Because of
Yeah.
all the stuff that's happened, and also like, so like he would be like, Jesus Christ, and making all those notes on the script and like calling her endlessly to be like, did I get the part? Did I get the part?
Yeah, he got thrown
You're
off.
on your nerves.
He got thrown off of American
Horror
horror
story
story.
for
And I was just watching it happen. I was like, oh God, dude, stop.
yeah, and I think that he does a great job at making you like believe that this guy has these, because like you look at him and oh my God, I have never seen a jean jacket worn like that. The shoulders,
Yeah, it was
he's got really broad shoulder, like it's insane. I was like, I never thought a jean jacket was sexy in my life.
You thought it was sexy? So I thought it was. I didn't think it looked good on him at all. But I thought that was the point to put this damn thing on this cat.
Well, it was just really drawing attention to the world's broadest shoulders.
Oh, okay. So I thought it was cut like a box
Wow.
too. I thought I don't know if I'm not giving him that.
Because even the sweater, the shoulders are huge.
But I've seen him in other stuff, and yes, he has a great physique. Great. I mean, he played Dr. Manhattan for God's sake. Butt naked. He got a great.
Naked.
He got a great physique. I've never noticed because when he had on the Wonder Man thing, he did not look so boxy. But that coat to
Sure.
me, he looked
I liked
boxy,
the coat.
and I thought it was because he was just supposed to be a poor actor.
Awkward. Sure, poor. But also, I mean, but to be fair,
Awkward.
that apartment,
It was terrible.
but it was big.
It was big enough for L.A. though, but it was still terrible. It was big because they got to
He
shoot
probably
him.
isn't living in LA. He's probably like living out in he probably has to drive like 2 hours into LA every day.
So his girlfriend leaves him in the beginning.
Oh, shit. You guys, he's having a rough time.
Yeah, and when he throws a tantrum, or his powers gets activated. If he throws too much of a tantrum, kind of loses control. It's like kind of wired in with his emotions a little bit. Like I think he can control it pretty good, but I think at times he can't control it, or like he should have known that him getting irritated and aggravated like that is gonna trigger it. I just think he gets to
Right.
the point that he don't care. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's just like,
Well, I think also that like it gets to the point where I think that's the point where like you see him always trying to like, and then when he meets the Ben Kingsley character, Trevor, he teaches him like the box breathing, like like the
Yeah,
stuff that helps you with your anxiety,
yeah.
managing that stuff. And I all thought I was like, that's some really clever ways to make like what you're saying, because you're like saying, well, he must just be like fuck it, but like really clever ways to make you go like, okay, he really has to be pushed. Like in all honesty, he's probably very very zen, because he really 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 has to be pushed before like he can't control it anymore.
Right. And I think he's that guy like that punches the wall. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And damages his house, and so I'm either gonna let go or I'm not. I'm gonna calm down. So that was interesting to watch. But I tell you, the shining hero of this whole ordeal was this relationship between Simon and Trevor. I just loved watching them get closer and closer and closer. Like when they went to the party, I loved the party, and he was awkward at the party. I was like, damn, he don't
Around
even
his
look
own
like
family, yeah.
right. He was sitting up there taking that picture, just and I'm like, God, this dude. And I kept thinking back to the comic book. I was like, yeah, he was a villain at one point in the comic, uh, and he went to jail. He redeemed himself, got out, and ended up becoming an Avenger. He was a movie star. He wasn't,
Mm-hmm.
a struggling actor. But I remember people not really liking him, So it was like it's something I think if my memory serves, I believe he wasn't like he was kind of a jerk, like a jerk movie star. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Like, and so they took that and turned that into him just being somebody that make you feel awkward when he's around. Because
Right,
I
right.
think that's the vibe that people were saying. Because they kept calling him a dick and stuff. I was like, well, he really ain't dicky.
I think he's just like he has to be reserved, because any kind of emotional turmoil can just send him like fucking
So,
blow up
so
the
you
earth.
think his powers was the reason why he was awkward, or
Well, I
he
think
was
it
just awkward?
contributed to like, but I think it's like chicken egg. It's like both, where
Okay.
like it caused him to be withdrawn from people because
Because even as a
either
kid, he didn't seem to
felt
connect,
different.
even
Yeah, and
without the
people were
powers.
bullying
Yeah,
him.
yeah, yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? And so like there was just a lot. I think, and then it got worse, and you don't know like, is it because of this or is it because of this?
Yes.
And then I would talk about the party scene, because it's the scene where like his mom. It's such an emotional scene, and this actress his mom does such a good job of telling the story about when he was little,
That was a
and
good
he
scene.
said,
That
"Oh,
was a good scene.
I like usually when you hear these things, everything in this, I can't believe, like, I know this sounds silly, but I just can't believe how well this show does with stuff. Because usually when someone tells you a story like that to kind of fill in somebody's like past, or like why they might be a certain way, you're like, ugh, just show me, or like whatever, like show me the scene or do whatever. But this woman is, she's telling the story about how when he was little, he said, "Thank you for loving me, mom," and then she said, "That's when I realized that like." I thought he was okay with like his little hobbies and like being by himself, and then I realized that like he wasn't okay with that.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
he was lonely.
They have scenes in this TV show where the actors are acting and they shine like nobody's business. It's so good. And then they have scenes where the actual story members are like just chewing up the scene. Like this woman here, I couldn't take my eyes off of her. I thought she was just great, man.
Couldn't wait to see mom on the screen.
Couldn't wait to see mom on the screen, right? So she tells that story, and then they had that heart to heart when they in that car. Now, if you come here for superheroes, you ain't getting it, right?
Right,
You ain't getting no. You get one scene with the suit, and he's acting with the suit.
right,
But
right.
there's only really one scene where there's like four scenes maybe with the powers. You see some little trembling and stuff like that. So but I knew that kind of going in. I was like, this is not going to be, because he's not really a superhero. He's trying to become an actor playing a superhero on TV, but he happened to have these powers, which I thought was very clever. So when Trevor got out and he tore the tape up, I was like, that whole scene was so good with him tearing the tape up, with the conversation they was having in the car about him growing up, and he was trying to like give him pointers about just life and stuff like that. He's learning these life lessons from this criminal dopehead, you know, who was just all about acting. So
And
that
I love
scene,
like, so there's a part in this movie. Sorry,
show, yeah,
sorry guys,
always right,
where where Trevor says, "You are not whatever this is. you're the sum of your parts. You're like the people who have loved you and the times you've been mean to the people who've
Yeah.
loved you.
Oh,
And
that
all
was
of these
that
things.
was at the end when he was right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is right when they're getting towards the end when when they're at the guy's house auditioning.
Yeah.
The callback,
Yeah.
which I think is like episode 5 or whatever. But like he's saying this to him, and I was like, that is what makes movies and like the art of watching people act great is that we're less alone because we see these people experiencing these things, and we put our own. Like, we've never been a superhero. We've
Yeah.
never dealt with trying to achieve our dreams while hiding the fact that we're a superhero. But we've dealt with, like, having to, like, keep a secret because you can't tell someone. And, like, having to do something that you're uncomfortable with or trying to achieve a dream that you might not get. Like, these are,
Yeah.
like, very human things that we, like, can see. And then, so, like, that was, like, there's so much. And so when we see that scene with him, like, ripping up the tape and, like, he's, the things that we can't control, the secrets we can't tell, he can't tell him. Like, he obviously really cares about him. He just can't say like I'm either here or I'm not going to be here because I'm going to be going to prison.
Oh, I love when they picked him up the next day, and they thought they had his ass. You know, it's the same guy that was harassing Aunt May and Peter Parker,
Yeah.
you know, the same agent. And when Trevor was like, "You're not gonna put me in jail because this is not a one time shot. He has powers, and hold on to your cheeks." Is basically what he told him, you know. And so he had the cars at that point, you know, and they were shutting down this prison. I like the history they gave us with this prison being shut down because they don't got that many people to put in it, you know, and so people was gonna lose their job. So that made this guy being a dick. When I think he was a dick in a Spider-Man show too.
Dick.
He total dick, even more of a dick, you know, pressuring this dude. And I'm sitting here like, damn, this is all you got. This is all you have in the.
He's just literally trying to like because there's cutbacks.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
He's trying to like
keep his job, right?
Doing shitty shit to like try to keep your crap job.
Yeah, and he's a shitty. I think he's not like the guy in was it Ray Park that was in Ant-Man, you know, playing an FBI agent that was totally likable, but just you know on the opposite
caught up in circumstances. Yeah,
yeah. This guy
like, deep piece of shit on
her. Yes.
He's trying to climb to the top of the shit ladder.
Exactly.
And be like king shit.
Exactly.
So, and like I feel like this movie, god damn it, the show also doesn't shy away from the fact that like they all talk about the fact that like he was the Mandarin.
Yeah.
People on the street are like,
yeah. He talk about when they was chasing the guy for the footage. So the dope dealer stuff.
There's such a clever way that they're adding tension to the show that you're essentially saying, like you said earlier, it's not really about a superhero. It's about some guy trying to get an acting job.
Yeah. So that whole thing. So the dope dealers come, y'all, and they pulling guns and stuff, and they got old boy, and I think they're gonna shoot this. I wasn't sure because if you shoot him, you don't get your money, but you know you also make an example. They didn't give a shit about him being a Mandarin. They just know that he took he was laughing in their faces about it, about how zooted up he got, you know, and he's like, I don't remember. Whatever you say, it happened, you know.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it looks like he's about to shoot him. And then that's when we get a good demonstration of how much control Simon had of his powers. He had super control over his powers. I mean, so he tear these guys up, but he doesn't like kill them or
that one guy who got smashed against a wall. I was like,
I don't think
he's gonna make it.
Well, yeah, he threw him across the thing.
He hit the wall. I'm like, that guy's deceased. but we see them later, and the show establishes that they did not die. They're beat up, but they did not die.
Now, see, this part bothered me only because of continuity. Not continuity, but just how did they find them, right? So they follow this kid who filmed them getting their ass whooped. And he's leading them because no way they would find this dude, you know, but he keeps coming around and he leads them to this place where it looks like it's some shady dope dealer stuff going. So the dude tells him that he stole his bike. He wants his bike back. He'll delete the footage. He made up some shit about something getting automatically uploaded. Anybody's uploaded video. I'm sitting there like, what the hell are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about? Anyway, so they go into this place and these people making this candy was just so damn likable. I mean, they were all like, man, he want to steal my motorcycle.
Yeah.
They just like, no, not his
Chamoy
candy.
boys.
Yeah, boy.
Chamoy boys.
And I'm sitting there like, I love this, man. I love this. We always want to
Every
make,
turn a delight, I would say.
these shows and movies always want to make like, you know, Latino and black characters like part of some drug enterprise, or nice and likable but criminals, kind of like they did with the guys in Ant-Man, very likable, but they were at the core they was criminals, and reformed criminals.
Mm-hmm.
But it's always something. But no, these people making money, they got a
Literally making
business for it.
candy,
Yeah.
and
Trevor's eating the candy. They want him.
He was like, "You'll understand. Eat the candy."
Yeah,
He was like,
the dude thought he was gonna rough them up and stuff, and then the homies show up again. Now, how did the homies find them in the middle of LA somewhere?
"Well, I wondered if they found that shitty car, which is pretty like
In that,
unique looking
in the whole city?
That's the only thing that I'm gonna be. But it's a show. Like,
It is. It is. I had to allow it.
I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
I had to allow it.
But I understand. Yeah, and I like
allow that one.
This show even manages to construct a reunite, the mending of the Chamoy boys.
Yeah, they did. Right.
Like, this show takes like 2 seconds, and I'm like, they all escape. No one gets hurt. Those people, the drug people, get their comeuppance.
I'm sure they got murdered because it was a shootout with the cops.
Shootout. But we don't see that part. I think that's also really clever. Like, instead of just being like it happened, but like they escape. It's no longer. We're no longer activated.
And let's keep this real about superheroes. That's why I always when Superman was invented, all he used to do was run around and beat up regular people. Guys who were like domestic. I mean, literally, guys beating their wife, guys robbing banks. It was always him, especially on the old 50 show. This guy with nothing to lose beating up on normal people. What is so cool about you beating the shit out of regular people? Nothing. There's no risk for you. So in this, I thought they were going to go to that route because he beat up the dope dealers, but it was really to save somebody's life, right? But so then I was like, what? Now he's about to just beat the shit out of. Now we about to get into the superhero stuff. He's about to start beating the shit out of people. No, it didn't happen. They ran for their life.
They were running. He really doesn't want, or like, I mean, things change a little bit. But then, okay, I want to talk about
episode 4.
Yeah,
could have been such a
drop in the middle of.
Sure, they can't help themselves, Tifflebot. So guys, if you watch the show, if you watch the show, we'll talk about episode 4, The Doorman. So it turns out it's in black and white. I'm thinking this thing is I'm giving it like 3 minutes. I'm giving it 3 minutes.
That's what I thought. It's going to be an opening because the episode before that, they talk about
the doorman law.
The doorman, well, not even just the doorman law. Did they not say
I thought
that they did, but they said like he was also, instead of going to be trying out, like instead of doing a callback for Wonder Man, she was like, do this scene from Doorman.
Yeah,
that they were going to make a movie, and I thought, oh, this is him being in Doorman before.
I thought it was going to have something to do with something.
It wasn't.
Here's the problem with the Doorman episode. So guys, what they do is they go through this whole long story about this bouncer who was a really likable guy, got into the Hollywood scene because he ended up getting powers out of nowhere. The way he got powers was just dumb. He just touched some goo, and next thing you know, he had a singularity in the middle of his chest. And Josh Gad was like this big party dude coming back and forth to the club. The guy was a real nice guy. He loved his job. He didn't want anything more. But then he started making money, hanging out with Josh Gad, like he was like Eminem or some shit like that, And, long story short, because it was long, it was the whole episode, guys. It was the whole episode.
It was the only one that felt like it was the only one that I thought, every time the other ones ended, I was like, holy shit, that's already over. This was the only one that I was sitting there like, how is this still on?
I was complaining to my wife because I literally kept saying, why have they taken my delightful show and they giving me this shit? I was like, I don't want to see this. I thought it was going to be like, when it got to 10 minutes, I was like, okay, enough of this shit. And then I said, wait a minute, it's going to do the whole thing. I said, they wasting the time. So, and I didn't even know what the message, once they gave us the message of why they did this whole thing, I was like, they could have did this in 2 minutes. They could have did this in 2 minutes.
I was thinking the same thing. Because the whole point is this is why superheroes are no longer
And actually
allowed
used
to
this
be in
guy's
movies.
powers on set. And,
Right.
and he was drinking and being a jerk. He was falling down that rabbit hole because he wasn't. He was 15 minutes of fame, and then he wasn't famous anymore. And he was doing a sequel, which one of the movies that made him famous. So he was getting his mojo back. But at this point, it appeared to me that he was an alcoholic and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the man jumped in him to escape and got lost in the void, never to be seen again. And so
Which,
then they
like
had
you
this
said,
2
5
minutes.
minutes.
Yep.
Maybe.
Yep.
And it's the whole fucking episode.
Yeah.
And then we see Simon at the end of that episode, like he's watching a news thing about that happening on his phone, and he's on some set, and he leaves. So it must have been like before, like
yeah.
however. And you're like, who cares?
So that whole thing was super powered people cannot work on movies.
But we already knew that because he already said it. Like you said, he mentioned it he said it, and I was like, that's enough for me. So when the next episode said Doorman, I thought, okay, for sure, this is going to be Simon playing Doorman, and the tension in the episode.
I thought it was too.
Going to be that he also has powers and is on set doing that, like a double, and I was like, what the fuck is this shit?
It still wouldn't have been worth it. The whole time I'm sitting there screaming.
What a waste of my fucking time.
I was like, where's my show? If you haven't watched this and you're going to watch this after this, you can
literally skip it.
You can skip episode 4. It's not even worth your time. And the acting was like totally different. Like it was supposed to be like kind of shitty movie that you were supposed to be watching. Right. And so it was obvious that people were the actors were acting as actors. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was like, it was like they were intentionally acting bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It was just like, okay.
And I thought, I was scared for a second because I was like, well, now what's going to happen?
I was scared they weren't going to go back to right. I was like, I hope it go back to regular.
Yeah, I was like, is this going to turn to shit?
Right.
Is this shit? Is this where,
I thought it was.
Light turns to garbage?
I thought it was.
Okay, so I had an advantage because I didn't start watching this until after Montego texted me and said that we were going to talk about it on the show. And I knew that if Montego wasn't pissed off about, because I'd gotten to Doorman, I was like, if he didn't say anything about this fucking shit, then I'll probably be okay.
I didn't watch it. I started watching. I was only up on episode 1 when you texted me. Yeah. When we talked, right? And so I was just like, "This is good." Normally you can tell, boom, it's good, or you can tell it's going to be bad or draggy.
That was just you guys such a. I really wonder what the idea behind that was.
It's almost like it was somebody else's project that they just wanted to jam.
Or like somebody just being like, art.
Yeah.
We're making art.
Yeah, we didn't like it, y'all.
And I'm like, you did make art. You made art, and then there's this thing stuck in it.
We didn't like it. It's the equivalent of those. Always in these shows is the flashback episode that and stop doing this shit. I don't like it, y'all. I don't like it. Y'all have been doing that formula forever now. Stop it. I don't need to know the history that much to watch a whole damn episode or, any of that shit. Be gone with that shit.
We also I thought other than that episode, which was very strange because it doesn't even give us any background on our characters that we enjoy. There's not really a lot of there's a little bit of flashbacking to the Mandarin because it's pertinent to what's happening with,
which was fine. I was fine.
Right. And it's like, you guys, it's like 2 seconds.
Yeah,
it's
I'm fine.
Literally.
Exactly.
Not even worth
exactly.
mentioning. But I feel like the show does really well of just being like, okay, we're in this universe. There's superheroes. Every time there's a superhero, we don't need a whole explanation of why superheroes exist. I just accept that that's what's happening. So you're watching this, and so they get they go to this guy's house. After that, that's when they do the callback episode, which we talked about earlier, the one where we get that really, so Trevor's rousing speech, and
I was scared. I was scared for the callback episode when it started. I thought they were gonna go so eccentric with this thing that it was going to be so unrealistic. I think they did such a good job with this episode.
You guys, the whole thing is really fun. Because you coming back from the Doorman episode, you're like, and then you watch this, you're like, oh, okay, great.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's one of those like rip up your scripts guys, and then they sort of like do some ad libbing.
And I thought I was gonna hate everybody in that room when they first introduced, because he did,
Yeah.
right? Simon hated
Yeah.
everybody because
Simon kind of hates everybody generally speaking.
right, but he hated him because it was all good, you know. And he
Right,
he
right.
wanted to work with Trevor. He at this point, you know, he was definitely like Trevor was a huge crutch for him at this
Yes.
point, and it was getting worse. And you know, so Von Kovac comes in. He's the bad guy that was in Superman. One of the bad guys that was in Superman. Same hair, you know. He was
Same here.
same
Same
hair.
here.
And he is really weird and eccentric, you know. And I'm like, but he didn't overdo it. I think he might even act like that. Maybe, maybe his, you know, his accent. I think his accent is real because it was the same accent that was in Superman. And he comes in and they start acting, and all of a sudden, like Simon is like, he is a natural. You know what I was like? I was like, yeah, it was.
so and so surface. Which
Yeah,
they
these guys were good, huh?
A lot of celebrities in this
Yeah,
that are real celebrities.
yeah.
Like name dropping real celebrities. I can't remember what the surf guy said, but he was like, "Oh, I was a surf instructor," and he said, "You should be acting. You're a natural." And then later, when he's like, oh, "He is a natural."
Yeah, yeah, and so that was great. And
That was
and
great. That was
and the
good.
scenes they were doing. First of all, I started noticing at this point the lack of female leads on this TV show. I was like, y'all should have had more women in this. I was just like, there's no women, you know. Anyway, it was supposed to be a scene between Barnaby and the Simon in the comics or on a TV show or whatever. Whatever. They wrote this for the movie, and it was supposed to be this, you know, this heart wrenching scene of betrayal. But Tiff, when that dude started doing Pretty Woman, I was like, my secondhand embarrassment, man. I wanted to cover my face. I was sitting here like,
Yeah.
oh,
And
no.
then he's like, "You did a scene from Pretty Woman.
Okay,
I am." He's like, "I am disappointed."
I am disappointed. I'm like, yeah. I was like, and the poor guy who had to go through that with him, you know what I'm saying? I was sitting there like, you have to get them both kicked out of here, man. You know, I thought he was cooked at that point.
I did too. I was like, he's not going to get the job, which would have like really fit in with like the rest of the show, because like you guys.
I thought he wasn't going to get the show.
He's got bad fucking luck.
And I thought he wasn't going to get the job. And I thought
Trevor was
the
going to get the
superhero.
job.
I thought the superhero stuff was going to start taking.
Become more of the central. But then they have a comeback because after that conversation, he comes in and they do the acting from the actual.
One of the best speeches I've seen in not even cinema, but I mean in years. That Ben Kingsley speech to him about. I was like, damn, what have I seen anything else that else that good this year? I don't think I have.
It's a goddamn shame that he's not going to be able to be nominated for an Oscar.
Oscar.
It's a television show.
Right. I was like, damn, that was good. That was good. I was like, he had several moments in this that was really, really good. You know.
And like it's crazy how believable these people are. Like everybody in this show is so believable because it's a superhero show, and and even within most superhero shows, it just, even though we accept it, there's some level of unbelievability because it's a superhero show. But like this show particularly is just, and I get it. That's kind of the shtick of the show, is that like it's a superhero show, but it's not.
It's not.
Like it's so clever, and it doesn't matter because it's so fucking good.
That's my one word, clever, man. It was really, really clever. So it's not over with, guys. We got like 2 more episodes, and
2 more.
they're on the set, and now I'm like excited, right? I'm like, oh shit, you know. But Simon's blowing it again. He's all in his head and stuff. It's like this cat. He was so believable at being, you know, Simon. You know, it's just like, God damn it, dude, you done made it, and now you clowning. So I thought he was gonna blow it with the conversation with the director, but
yeah, I'm glad that he doesn't just become. Sorry, I'm looking up a thing about this. I'm glad that he doesn't just become automatically okay, because when you suffer from like anxiety.
Yeah, it would have been crazy
like,
for him.
It doesn't go away. It just
that's all I
doesn't.
did was roll.
You learn to deal with it. Like
Yeah.
you learn to get better at it. And he obviously has like, but you hit a point where like that's just as good as it's gonna get. You're always gonna be an anxious person.
Yeah.
Like, and he's always gonna have to deal with the fact that he's super powered. And so like you guys, they're on set, they're having a great time. He's so happy, and they're actually like, taking his notes and shit.
He is Trevor dependent at this point. 100% Trevor dependent, because when they go with Janelle for those that pitch meeting, He's
He's
like,
there, and he's like, why the fuck is he here?
I trust Trevor on everything. I trust
Yeah.
Trevor on everything. And I was like, oh,
But
the
like, you
secret is going to
guys,
be devastating, right? I'm like,
it's
the
gonna, yeah,
secret.
they're really making it, but it's so like I said, I hate to keep, maybe my one word should have been believable, but
Uh-huh.
like to quit harping on that,
Yeah.
like it's totally believable that he's never had a friend. The mom says, like, I'm so glad that you're here because he doesn't have any friends. Like, this is your first friend, and he's giving you like legit advice. And since he showed up in your life, now you're Wonder Man. He would definitely be at the pitch meeting with me.
Going back to the family real quick though, they went real
His brother's
hard.
an asshole.
Look, there was nothing to like about that dude. I was like, shit, man. He got a problem. He got a problem, and you just set it up. Look, I did the thing. I did this. I did that. You ain't did shit. I was like,
And you bought your mom this gift, and it's actually I bought it because I pay for mom, and she gives you money, and it's like, damn.
dude, was it necessary to ruin Mama's birthday to say
Yeah, ruined the birthday and in front of his only friend he's
in
ever
front of
had.
his only friend? I was like, damn, you
Jesus.
just couldn't hold it, huh? You just couldn't hold it.
Well,
You know?
that's maybe the one part that's a little, but you know what? Sometimes it's like that.
It is.
And his brother's really, really successful. He's like a financial guy.
Yep. And then
and then
works in insurance and stuff, and then offers
something
him a
like
job.
that, where he's been like promoted to like senior VP, and those people make money. So then we get this sort of character assassinating journalist who's from the New York Times, who's coming to do like.
I was wondering if she was real. I was like, is that an actress or is?
Yeah, that's Lauren Leland.
Okay.
And I fucking love her.
Okay. I was wondering.
She plays a lot of bit parts.
Okay. Okay. So I was like, I wasn't sure if that, because they were throwing in real people, like that whole conversation.
They were also mentioning like this person's like,
yeah.
Okay, like even like they talk about Joseph Gordon-Levitt, for instance.
Yeah, talk about he killed some pigeons.
Kill a pigeon or some shit. And when I was watching this, I was wondering, did they get
is that real?
permission? Like, were they like,
sure
is that okay?
I'm sure they did. I'm sure they did.
Or like, are they like?
Well,
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know if they would need to get permission.
To just mention a name. I don't know how that works.
I don't think they would need.
But they also mentioned Glenn Howerton, which is really a strange name drop.
That whole
like from It's Always Sunny, it's like that's weird.
That whole Joe Pantoliano scene was just a trip because, it's
real. He's really in all those fucking movies. It's fucking weird.
It was a trip. I mean, at the end of the day, they just actors, but it was just funny that they did this way. They put it in our world almost.
Yes, they make it more believable. And here's the thing: it's weird for me again because he's old. Because he looks like Larry David.
Yeah, he should let that little hair. Please cut it off, dude. Cut it off.
It's time to say bye to the 3 hairs on the back of your head.
You goddamn right.
So
this reporter is there, man.
Yeah, she's like, and you guys, I get it, but like, you're scared the whole time because you're like, she's gonna know, and then she's like, oh, I talked to like your brother, and he was like, what did he say? And then they're like, he was really nice, and then you can see that he's like,
look,
nice.
Simon looked like he had dope deals to hide in his past. Every time he talked to her, he's just like, I'm like, damn, dude, you're not doing a good job at this.
But more to your point about him being just awkward, generally speaking, I think you're right. Because even on the set, when he has like he's kind of achieved pinnacle, he's still like, hi guys.
I like when he told him,
bacon, please.
I like when he told him, he's like, man, people like to be called by their names, and God asked him a question.
Yeah, and he's like, is that true? And he's
yeah. And then he can't even do that though, right? He's awkward with that.
And then he keeps being like, Steve, how is it, Steve? And then someone's like, he's like, oh, this is for so and so's birthday, and he's like, oh no.
Yeah. So,
that's $650 chocolates, and he's like, do we like her that much? And like, yes, we have to do that.
So I knew she was there for the Mandarin. I had a feeling.
Yeah.
And she went after him like nobody's business and stuff. And
so this is our big reveal, you guys, and it's coming, and it's so even because you guys are like I'm sure Montego feels the same way, but you're so invested because you love them as like their little buddies.
Yeah.
And you're like, and that's what makes that's the hallmark of like good storytelling, because you're like, you knew the secret was boiling, you knew it was going to happen, but the whole time you're just hoping that it doesn't.
Yeah, I really was hoping that it doesn't. I was like, shoot, I know this is supposed to be a one shot, but y'all could do a season 2 with this one and carry that secret on to the next one. Let me come happy.
Roll and then cancel it, so I never see the second season. And the secret's never revealed.
Exactly. So it comes out, man, and he had to tell him. I forgot why he had to tell him.
He just told him.
Oh, because he figured out. She talked about all his deception.
Yes.
And
he was like, "Why did you?
The jail.
Did you make a deal?"
Why
and then he just
yeah.
told him. He flat out just confessed.
Yeah.
He was like, "I did make a deal, and this was the deal."
Yeah, she was like, "I thought you had another 28 years," and I'm sitting there like, he was just in Shang-Chi. What is he doing? Like, I was like,
you and I are gonna have to do some Shang-Chi investigation because I swear to God, maybe there was this. Maybe it was like, did he get phased out of the prison? Like it was an accident? Like they didn't really explain.
I
can't remember.
I can't either. So anyway. She brings that up. He tells a secret, and I said, "This dude is about to go blow up a atom bomb in this damn place." And then when he went in the studio, so she saw the explosion afterwards. I said, "Did she see him go in there? Does she know it's him?"
That's what I thought too. What was the purpose of her being like?
All this, yeah, because they didn't use it. Maybe they cut it.
There was no point.
Yeah, I was like, So then Trevor does his thing, and he makes up the whole lie, that he has powers and you didn't know. But it was such a cool scene, especially when the FBI dude came to get him and he was like, ha ha. He was like, and so I like
I'm the Mandarin again.
I like that he wasn't fooled by him. He knows that Simon has powers. He was like, this time.
Well, they knew, and they were just like wondering how. I mean, like, and obviously that was him because they've been tracking him.
But here's the deal. He has to go. What are you gonna do with Simon? Okay, so y'all get him. He's not a criminal. He wasn't. He's a criminal now. He blew up that building, but he wasn't a criminal then. He was just gonna make.
Even then, like it. I guess you can't differentiate between like whatever, but like he did say later, like he was like he's clearly like if he can do this, he's clearly like a danger or an asset. Like they were interested in making him an asset.
Yeah, but what are you gonna do if he refuses? Right? You ain't gonna do shit to him.
He's gonna be even more mad.
You go put yourself in a jackpot is what you go do. Exactly. Right. What are you gonna do? I guess they say they're gonna try, whatever. So, now I was confused because I'm glad they did his big Hollywood day and his mama got to see it. I was sitting there like I felt proud for him too.
And his brother was like crying.
Yeah. So I like that it was good too and not cheesy. The film,
right? Like the people were like, "Oh, good reception. I loved this."
Exactly.
Whatever,
Exactly.
I want to say before we get to the end. So his family, they speak like
Haitian
because they're Haitian, so it's like French Creole.
Yep.
But they're at that party and there's those two people. They're like, talking shit about him, and he's like, I can understand you, right? It was probably one of the funniest things that happened. I just remembered because of the brother, but
that was great. Me too. That was a great thing. I'm not even about to get into it when people do that shit. It's the rudest thing that you can do. It's the rudest thing you could do. But they didn't care. They thought he was a piece of shit. They did not like Simon, man. Nobody liked Simon. I'm like, but damn. Now, so,
but also I feel like, okay, so we see the movie and we see that like he's taken his role again, that guy.
So now we see the suit too, right? We got a glance of it before they released the movie, right? Because he had on the robe and stuff. So it looks comic accurate. Nobody. I think in the comic it was mainly a T-shirt he was wearing, though. To be honest with you, with a big W on the front. Sure. But it looks comic accurate. It looks good. And so I'm like, well, there's the suit. And I'm thinking to the fanboys, and I don't know how many Wonder Man fanboys there really are. I mean, I like the character. Like, I read him when he was in Avengers. I never read his solo stuff,
Sure.
But I did think
it's a good character choice, probably, because a lot of people aren't going to be like
really critical.
I did like that they were like, yeah, he was white. Because they put him in there as a white person in the movie, and they're like, yeah.
Yeah, for sure, right?
They were like, can't argue with it. There he is right there on the screen.
Right. So who was that guy? Was that somebody?
Yeah, who was that guy? It's got to be someone famous because everybody in this movie is famous.
Yeah, I was like, I wonder if that guy is somebody famous. I was like, I don't know who he is.
There's so many name drops and there's so many famous people.
Yeah. So anyway, the movie's a success. It looks good. Now he's moved on to his next project.
Yes.
So I did not know what was happening until I knew it was happening. So I knew he was doing research with this guy, but I didn't know who this guy. I was like, oh, he's doing that thing. How was this going to tie in? And then, like, after a while, when the wife started talking about the awful place he works in, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm like, oh, I said he's trying to get into the jail. So this guy smuggles them in. And then, so Simon must have made a bunch of money, which I don't know how much money you would have made on something being an unknown.
I think it depends on like, I guess you can sometimes they sign that those contracts where you're like, I want
multi deals, yeah.
percentage or whatever, rather than you don't take the
Yeah,
lump
but
sum, you take
normally
the
that
percentage
ain't.
of box office.
Normally that's for Tom Cruises. That ain't
That's
for.
that's her big name.
Yeah, right. That ain't for you. And so he's this guy works at the jail, the raft, the superhero prison, and I'm like, oh, damn, he about to get this dude fired. You know what I'm saying? Or go to
That's what
jail.
I thought too.
But then he dropped him a bunch of change. His wife like, please quit, because he didn't have a heart attack. They showed him talking about his health was messed up. He needed to
And
quit.
he's working with them. Like you can tell how sweet. Like I mean, obviously the whole time Simon's been really sweet, but also I think this episode is like he's managed without Trevor to get a grip on himself.
He did.
Like he's more
He was
natural with
different.
folks.
He was.
And then he can use his like obviously we see he gets into the prison.
He has great use of
He's
his
got
powers.
control.
Yeah, it ain't like it's out of control, and no, he controls his goddamn powers.
And I think there's that message in this movie of like acceptance, because part of the reason why he couldn't control him before is because he was like sort of denying that was happening to him.
Yeah.
And then once he was like able to like now he can control them better because he's just working on the control rather than denial.
Yeah.
And so he gets in there and he fries those cameras and he can fly.
Yeah, he didn't fly the comic. He had that dumbass jetpack, which was always stupid as hell around his waist. It was always stupid as hell. It was like that comic shit that you'd be like, is it necessary for him to fly, y'all? But yeah, he flew and he can fly others because he like had
Flew
that.
him right out of there. Listen, science is difficult for me in the real world where science actually exists. It's like hard for me to understand because it's just not my forte. But so then when they're trying to like make science believable in the movie, sometimes like about superheroes, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So like they're talking about how he control atoms or something like that. We've reached the end, folks. So I really like the scene where they fly him out, and he's like, Trevor's like, oh. And they fly away. It's just very sweet. It's exactly what we want.
But I wanted more. I was like,
I could watch more. I could watch more.
I wanted
but
more.
At this point, I think that whatever would happen afterwards, we wouldn't be able to believe.
Well, I think what's going to
trouble.
happen, I don't know if they're in Secret Wars or not, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're not in Secret Wars,
Okay, yeah.
because everybody's in Secret Wars, so it looks like, and you need new Avengers. So I don't know who's Avengers. He's no superhero, but I mean, in the comics he is, but who knows how much time is going to pass between, the last Marvel project and Secret Wars. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? We're seeing some of the people who they're putting in it. And so far, so good. Although I'm so sick of seeing Shuri as the Black Panther. I don't want to see no more Shuri as the Black Panther. I don't like her in that role. I liked her when she was just a little computer nerd.
Sister, yeah.
Yep, I like that. I don't. She just no. It's terrible. Please.
No for Montego.
Yeah, it's a big no. Please recast, do something. Y'all killed the damn dude off. Now you got to do some stupid shit like bring another one from a different dimension, or make the little kid grow up, which is be the stupidest shit I wouldn't want to see. Now all of a sudden he a grown man. We just saw him in this movie about 5 years ago. Now he just him super grown now. Huh? Now he's the Panther. Hell, he might be around 18, 19 now. That
True,
kid.
that's the thing. This has been
It's a
been
problem.
a while.
He might be
might be grown up
pretty
now.
good. Shit, who knows, right?
Oh my god.
Ah, shit. How long has it been since Wakanda Forever? It's been a while.
I don't know. It feels like it was just yesterday, but it's probably like 10 years ago. Please don't. It's gonna make me throw up.
I gotta look.
Don't
look
tell me
it
how
up.
long ago it was, Montego. Don't.
I got to, Tiff. I got to.
know. My stomach hurts. How long ago was it?
I'm spelling it wrong. Hold up. There we go. There's what I gotta spell the whole thing. Okay, there it is. Black Panther Wakanda Forever. That's 2022.
Okay. That was 4 years ago, but that's not that long ago.
No, but look at that kid. How old was that kid? Was he about 10 years old in that thing?
God, it's so hard to say because they always.
He was either 8 or 10.
He looked young. Yeah.
He was either 8 or 10.
There's no way.
Well, you put another 4 years on a 10 years old. Now him 14. The movie ain't out yet.
That's right. It's not filming yet, so yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Never know. Look, I don't want to see no 14-year-old kid trying to be a Panther either. Get out of here. I thought it was more time though. I know Black Panther. It's
I
been a while.
yeah, I feel like it was a long time ago, but so like these since 2020, time is irrelevant. Time means nothing.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's like time just feels strange. But yeah, I'm so glad you texted because I loved watching this. I had asked Montego to go see 28 Years Later, The Bone Collector,
yeah, yeah.
and I texted him right away as soon as I saw. I said, "Don't watch this."
Wow, is
Remember, I was like, "Don't. If you have,
that
don't.
shitty?
If
Huh?
you have, if you haven't, don't. If you have, I'm sorry." Is my text.
Damn. So it wasn't the real movie that they should have done. Huh?
You know what? I wonder if at this point maybe it's just not for me. Do you know what I mean? Maybe that's why. But I was like, this is stupid.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
Some stupid shit.
Well, it wasn't like the last one was like.
Right.
Stupendous.
Right.
you know,
Correct.
I'm surprised y'all made another one. To be honest with you,
And it's got critical reception is
Speaking of critical
okay.
reception, just before we wrap it up with the Rotten Tomatoes with this boy, I did not know how. I wasn't sure if other people would like this. Right now, it's 89% on Rotten Tomatoes. Right, the fan score is 89, so you got 89 and 89. So
I
people
bet
are
it's
loving
only
it.
going to go up from there. I feel like that's an aggregate that's lower now, but I can't imagine this not being like 100 or like 98.
Some of the shit we like though, Tiff, other people don't like.
I know.
You
I shouldn't
know?
have said that either because like sometimes I'm like, remember when we would do fan scores for? We should try to figure out how to play Price of Tomatoes, but like we would be like, oh, that's surely like a 95, and it's like 62%.
Yeah, you fools! Right? We're like,
You fucking
"Ah,
idiots.
I feel so dumb.
I like garbage, I guess.
Right. All right, man. That's we already got our cue from our music. It says shut it down
Yeah,
like
so we
2
can
minutes ago.
fucking
So
stop.
yeah, so we're gonna shut it down. Until next week, man. I don't know what the hell we're doing. It's that weird time of the year, man. We pulled out this gem, maybe something else to pop up on our radar that'd be
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
cool without us having to go to see Melania, whatever their damn name is. So we. Anyway, man, I'm the host of Fans of Patrol. With me is my wonderful co-host, Mr. Tiffabot. Say goodbye to the people, Tiff.
It's been a pleasure as always.
And until next week, man, we will be on
On
Patrol.
Patrol.
Patrol time.